Hello, good evening. This is Rob from GRAF, and today we're going to be talking about something slightly different. We're going to make a move back towards agriculture and talk about organic farming. Let me share my PowerPoint and we'll get going. So, organic farming, what's it all about? What does it mean? What is it? It's generally defined as farming using fertilizers of anorganic origin, such as compost manure, green manures, bone meal. It places a lot of emphasis on crop rotations and integrated crop management, companion planting, biological pest control, and fostering of insect predators are all encouraged. When it comes to agrochemicals, naturally occurring agrochemicals and pesticides such as pyrethrin and rotenone are generally permitted, while synthetic fertilizers and pesticides are generally prohibited. Synthetic substances are allowed, for instance, copper sulfate, elemental sulfur, and ivermectin. With livestock production, vaccines and antibiotics are generally tightly controlled, although they are permitted if there's specific reasons. Is it just a marketing label? This is often the accusation that's thrown at it. The Rodale Institute in the US, they say they have been running a decades-long trial since the 1940s. They suggest that organic systems are more resilient, sequester more carbon, have fewer emissions, require less energy, and can produce exactly the same amount of food, if not more, than conventional agriculture. In other words, you get exactly the same amount of food, but they're more sustainable. However, let's examine these. Better for the environment? Well, take energy use. It depends whether you measure per unit of output or per unit of land. Organic farming has lower energy use per unit of land, generally because you're not spending all that time spreading agrochemicals and synthetic fertilizers. But you have significantly lower yields, so your energy use per unit of output is much lower with conventional farming. If you had to grow all the food using organic methods, you'd probably have to plow up between a third and half or even greater amount of extra farmland to produce the same amount of food. There's the argument over natural v synthetic. They argue that natural chemicals are much better for you and safer than synthetic chemicals. However, this isn't borne out by science or chemistry. There's plenty of natural chemicals and natural elements that in very high or high concentrations are just as harmful as their synthetic equivalents. When it comes to science, that's not proven. Better for human health? That's another proponents often say about organic farming. Take chemical residues. Certainly you don't have the chemical residues from applied agrochemicals, but you can have the equivalent natural chemical residues in equal or greater amounts in organic food. Biological residues? Well, there are many instances of food crops grown with farmyard manure producing contaminated foodstuffs from a biological nature. Or take funguses in wheat. There are many instances of cereal crops contaminated with funguses to such a high level they're not fit for human consumption. Minerals and vitamins are generally higher in organically grown foods. It's thought because of the lower yields. However, this has never been proven to be a real benefit to human health. And likewise, it's never been proven that the lower levels of mineral and vitamins in conventional food is a detriment to human health. So it's not that simple. I don't believe anorganic farming is a panacea or the future of sustainable food production. There's a lot that conventional agriculture can learn from it around crop management and crop rotations. Certainly, monocropping and agrochemical use and synthetic fertilizer use alone are not the future of food production. They have many faults and problems. But organic farming is not the panacea and the all-consuming answer. Thanks very much for listening. Any comments on this, please let me know.